I'm gonna make a thick tomato sauce. It's the same technique that I use to make the lasagna sauce and the spaghetti sauce and sauce for pizza. But this is gonna be barbecue, so it's gonna be spicy, and I like it really thick. So that's what I'm gonna make right now. So I'm gonna use some roasted red pepper, just a small amount. And everything gets processed in the food processor. This is about 2 cups of rehydrated sun-dried tomatoes. That's what makes it thick. And then I start adding fresh tomatoes. These are from the farmer's market, so they should taste extra special. They're organic. They're not too pretty, but I know that they're perfectly ripe for making a sauce. My food processor is a Cuisinart and it's a 9 cup, but you can't fill it very high or it starts to leak when you're processing it. And these are caramelized onions, and I'm going to put some in each batch. I have a chopped up shallot. I'm also going to put some in each batch. I put in 1 tablespoon of agave to help with the acidity of the tomatoes. And I have dried herbs. I have dried basil, dried oregano. I also have fresh sage, fresh oregano, and fresh basil. Another spice that I'm putting is the mix of the dandelion powder and the burdock powder. It's just 50-50 mixed together. And I used to grind my own burdock, but I just find it easier to order it from Amazon and have the powders. So because I use a lot of it. So I'm just looking at the recipe. So I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons African bird pepper powder. Sorry, 2 teaspoons. It's from Purple Moss Paradise. I love the flavor of it, and there are a lot of health benefits to the African bird pepper powder. I'm going to also put in 1 tablespoon of the achiote powder. Sorry, teaspoon. I'm going to take 5 leaves of the fresh sage and put those in. And I'm going to take a group of the fresh basil. The processor kind of chops it up, so I don't have to chop it. A tablespoon of the dried oregano. I really try to measure out all of my herbs and spices because they're one of the most expensive things that we use to make our food taste good, and I just hate wasting any of it like that. That's dried basil, 1 tablespoon. A teaspoon of the burdock dandelion powder. Two tablespoons of the sea moss gel. When I make my sea moss, I mix the purple sea moss, Irish sea moss, and the white looking Irish sea moss. And I do that just because the purple is harder to get, and I can get the white one all the time, so I just have to mix it. I wouldn't mind using the purple exclusively, but I eat so much of it I would just run out so quickly. I'm also going to put in a tablespoon of avocado oil. So the spices, the agave, the oils, I always make sure that I measure them. So you just process it. I have more tomatoes to put in, but all of the herbs are in here except for, I forgot the fresh oregano. I'll have to put that in the next batch. I don't think I chopped it up small enough. Okay. So it comes out like a thick tomato paste. This is with mostly the sun-dried tomatoes. Now I'll put the rest of the tomatoes in. More onions. The rest of the shallot. And then the dried oregano. I mean the fresh oregano. This is much more liquid You mix the two together. And that's the thick barbecue sauce. So now I'm going to taste it to see if it's spicy enough. Yep, it's spicy enough. So that's it. That's the thick barbecue sauce. I can show you how I put it on the mock chicken. So here's the mock chicken after dehydrating overnight. I took it off of the Teleflex sheet, and this is what the bottom looks like. It's still moist, but there's a dry coating on the outside. And here's the loaf. Whoops. And there's the loaf. So I just kind of pile the stack it on there as high as I can, because when it dehydrates, it loses some of the volume. Some of the tomatoes didn't grind up. I cut them too big. And that's it. There's the spicy barbecue sauce on the mock chicken. It goes back into the dehydrator overnight, and it's usually done the next morning. It's a nice thick barbecue sauce on top of the mock chicken. So that's it. I'm going to set up to make the coconut cheese for the lasagna. It might take me, I don't know how long it'll take me, but I'll set up and then we can do that live next. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in a few minutes.